Happy Wednesday, everybody! This is Jabronis United. No, we are not trying to be the Bushwhackers, me and Davion. Do not let the color scheme fool you. Kyle is not our manager. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends of all ages, I am the real or deal, Ryan O'Regan, your, I guess you'd say first host, as opposed to second and third.
Your ghost host.
Yes. No. We're not doing Haunted Mansion. No. With me up top, as always, you have the sniper, Kyle Krieger, throwing up guns.
Come on. Say it. Say it.
I don't want her.
Major Day. I don't miss.
Major Day, I don't miss Bussy. Well, I have to add the Bussy. All right, I've added everyone else's last names. I have to add the Bussy.
Bussy, not Bussy.
Look, if I have to call you Major Day, never miss, I'm saying Bussy.
Okay.
That's our compromise.
Does it need to be compromise, though?
Yeah.
It's a compromise for me. I'm the one that's got to say it. So, as always, folks, welcome to the Wednesday edition here on Stream Punk Combat, where we talk about all things wrestling. Tonight's main topic, what the fuck's up with CM Punk? We will get into the good, the bad, the biting of people in all aspects to see whether or not, is he really that messed up, or is he a goddamn genius? And, of course, after the 10 o'clock hour hits, all opinions to be held on to. After the 10 o'clock hour, we do get into AEW Dynamite Aftermath to find out what happened this week during Fight for the Fallen. But, guys, how are you?
Could be better. Watching the Yankees just not know how to hit a baseball.
Thank you for the upbeat energy. You know, I'm trying to get people to be like, "How are you guys?" Oh, yeah, let's
how
go.
Can you be upbeat when the how can you be upbeat when the Yankees are just bleh?
We're here to talk wrestling. Fuck the Yankees. And I say that as being somebody who helped build the new stadium.
Okay.
But I do not care right now.
All right, yo, this is Dave on Major Day. Like I said, I don't miss. And I'm glad to be here, ladies and gentlemen.
That's better. All right, I will take that.
The hype train has arrived.
All right, folks, let's get into the nitty-gritty here right from the start. And we talk about the best in the world, CM Punk.
And before you get started, I don't want nobody to say, is he really the best in the world? Is he really? Because he is best in the world. Just like Major Day don't miss. CM Punk is a creative genius.
So you're telling me you're on the same level as CM Punk? Yeah. That would explain a few things. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Okay, that does explain a few things. Fair enough. You are as crazy as CM Punk is. That is completely okay. We will compare you to this man right here.
That man is awesome, ladies and gentlemen.
With his crazy eyes.
He's awesome.
Now, let me back that out, because that's just ridiculous.
That's straight up creepy. Yeah.
Yes, it is. And here's the thing. I am a fan of CM Punk. I've been a fan of CM Punk ever since his days in WWE. I didn't get to catch him much during Ring of Honor and his indie days. But when he came on and he was doing the stuff for ECW, he was pretty much like the mainstay new guy of ECW back when they tried to rebrand it. And he was the one that was making me think, okay, WWE might be doing something here. Then Vince got the belt and it all went downhill from there.
Yeah.
But Punk always was fascinating because he was someone who grew up on the indies. He was one of the first big indie guys that was going into the mainstream. And he didn't look like all the other WWE people. So he made himself look a little bit more humanized as opposed to everyone else in the land of the giants.
Big beefy men.
Yes, big beefy boys slapping beef. But now,
Men slapping meat.
yeah, obviously he had his departure from WWE. Very with a lot of reason to depart WWE, especially when your health is in trouble. And that should not be discounted against him. If there is ever a time when your health is precedent and you're, let's say it, you're shitting yourself in the ring, you need to go.
Right.
Out of the spotlight for quite some time. Then a couple of years ago, AEW, the young upstart of wrestling, brought him back. And it was, to take a phrase from WWE, glorious. Okay, yes. Well, not doing the music. We can't do the music.
Yeah, we can't.
No, we can't.
They can sing it.
No, I can't. We monetize. I can't say it.
Are you actually flashing lights on yourself for that?
Yep.
Why not?
Oh my god.
I got the lights. I might as well use them.
Great. So that means now we have to get you a big robe for Christmas time.
I'll take it. But yeah, it's thing is with CM Punk, we can appreciate what he's done in the past.
Right.
Absolutely. But we do live in the present. And right now he seems to be a lot more of a poison pill than it's really worth at times. It's because it's like you bring him on, you're going to create discontent in the locker room, either through his own actions or just how don't get me wrong, he's still fantastic. He can definitely steal a show, but it seems to be that it's more growth for him at the expense of everyone else. That's what it feels like.
See, I don't think he can hear you. That's why he's got his hand to his ear there. Say it louder for the people in the back.
Hey, he can hear whatever the heck he wants. He's earned his position, but unfortunately for everyone else watching it and anyone else in that locker room, it's gonna be at the cost of them. It's gonna be at the cost of their pushes. So I understand that you can't push everyone.
What?
But he is an absolute lightning rod.
What?
Right now. What?
Yeah. No.
Yo, that actually worked. What? Yeah. What? Yeah.
No, because that was something like the goddamn Budweiser frogs. No, we're not doing this. Here's the thing, though. Now, obviously, Punk had his issue starting last year, almost a year ago to the week, back when he had his infamous media scrum. Look at that face. That is the face of a man who is fed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And rightfully so. I mean, he definitely had some issues with the top brass of AEW. The top brass being the elite. And, when you have a problem, you're supposed to talk it out like gentlemen.
Mm-hmm. He brought it right to the limelight.
Yeah. Punk does what Punk does best. He talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he may not have used the words that a lot of people wanted to hear, but he definitely used them nevertheless.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, if he feels slighted, he'll either make it public. He'll make it public somehow. Or he'll do something behind the scenes at the cost of everyone else's sanity.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, the question is, it's like, there are times where, is he the victim or is he causing all of it? And at first, yeah, he may seem like he's being targeted because of who he is or because of what he does, but right now it seems like he's the one who's causing the discontent. Like as the news reports have been stating over the weekend, like he basically had the head of like one of the heads of talent relations unbooked from a show. In addition to that, they also had Matt Hardy, someone who's been in the business longer than he. And it's like, it begs the question: are people people ganging up on him, or is he really that much of a issue in the locker room?
Or it could be both.
Could be both, absolutely. But it's like he's a draw, but is it truly worth
Yeah.
it?
Well, let me put it to you like this, and I'm doing this pretty much to play devil's advocate because I'm good like that. Now, think about CM Punk for a second. You're doing everything on the indies. You're a king of Ring of Honor. A lot of like people gleam onto you as being like part of the next generation. Thus, the whole little Pepsi symbol thing. Now, the first time that you're in the big leagues, yeah, they're playing around with CM Punk, giving him the ECW championship, giving him money in the banks, and then letting him just like sneakily take it away, even though he's supposed to be a babyface. The first time he gets any true recognition, any true taste of stardom, especially in WWE, where they look down on somebody like CM Punk, it's because of the pipe bomb. All right, the pipe bomb and what he had to say, and the fact that he was not scared to say it, led him down a road of superstardom, the likes of which people like him have never gotten. So, can you blame Punk for thinking that the best way to keep his relevancy going is to use his mouth to the best of his ability?
I agree, because first and foremost, that's what got him to the game, the big game, got him to the dance. And it worked for him, but not Enzo Amore. Yeah.
Well, Enzo Amore was pretty much more of like if we're to compare the two.
I was gonna say, you talk about crazy eyes.
Yeah. No, Enzo was pretty much more of like a sideshow attraction.
He could still work. He could work a mic, absolutely. And he has the personality that you just love to hate.
Sure.
You're right.
He had a personality that you absolutely just love to hate.
And the reason why I'm comparing Enzo to CM Punk is because they used that mic skills to make that draw. But CM Punk, on the other hand, it benefited him because he had the wrestling skills.
Yes.
So, Enzo Amore, yeah, you may look athletic, but you don't have the wrestling chops. You don't have the Vince caliber.
He was the tiny guy that was helping around Big Bill.
Exactly.
That's it.
Honestly, I thought that dynamic was really good. It's just, yeah, he definitely doesn't hold a candle to CM Punk in the ring. Granted, he could sell like the best of them.
Yes,
I will give him absolute credit on being able to sell. That's a talent. Absolutely.
Right. So, going to what I said, after the pipe bomb worked and he had his championship and he had his reign and he was working with Paul Heyman and he went up against Taker, which is why I've got these two guys up here right now. Which I loved that WrestleMania match. That really should have been the one that broke the streak in my mind.
Yes.
When you go to AEW and you are pretty much given like a hero's welcome and you're ready to go up against this young, fresh talent now that you are the elder statesman in the back room, and you have, once again, a problem with management, a problem with the people who are supposed to be running things, Tony Khan aside, because Tony Khan is basically a simp for Punk. Nothing wrong with that, but you can fanboy out a little too much. But how is Punk going to address it? He's going to make a spectacle. He's going to pretty much say what he feels in as big of a spotlight as possible. And unfortunately, he wasn't able to do it in the ring, because I guarantee you, if he was given the opportunity to do it in the ring as opposed to the media scrum, he would have. The thing is, WWE didn't have media scrums back then. They have them now because of AEW, I'd say. But this media scrum allowed it not just to get out into, whoever was within an earshot, but to the general wrestling news public. So you could tell that this wasn't necessarily like, storyline. So yeah, why not do it like that?
I'm giving you Tony Khan faces.
But then again, it's like for a lot of the stuff, it is basically like dirt sheets.
Yeah.
So it's like, but the thing is, there's a
Brian
reason why.
Wensloff of Reels and Heels. Hi. And
How you
yes,
doing?
you're right. People listen to the sheets a lot because they feel like that's going to be the legitimate news cycle. But the fact of the matter is, even somebody like, Meltzer, who is an insider and everything, he may be so inside that they have to hide things from him too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying all news has to be untrustworthy, but
-5 stars.
yeah, there has to be like a certain amount of give and take when it comes to what's legitimate and what isn't. And going into the whole brawl out thing, I think we had enough time after the physical altercations and the hurting of dogs and the biting of Kenny Omega's arms and stuff that we may still never have a clear idea about what went down that day.
Right.
All you can do is take things at faith. Now, I personally think that if the situation was really as bad as it was, they wouldn't have kept Punk on the line. The only reason they did was because he was out on injury, so you could play it off. This was probably something that was in the works for months prior to them even talking about Punk coming back to AEW. But who's to say? We may never know. The only ones who will were the people in that room and Tony Khan.
The world may never know.
Never know. Hey, Resident Evil AMC. What's up?
What's up with you too, man?
What up?
We're pretty much diving into the weeds on Mr. Punk here because when he did come back, it was quite evident that there were some things that were done for him on his behalf to make sure things were going good. And I do believe that we are going ahead and now seeing what the deal was for CM Punk to come back to AEW.
Right.
And that's Collision. Collision is pretty much the end-all, be-all for CM Punk. Because now he is not just being given a moment in the stage. He is not just given a spotlight. He is given a whole damn show.
Right. To the point that they made him a champion of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it's in a very clever way they did it.
Mm-hmm.
With that old school belt without the Burberry on it. And actually going ahead and, putting his signature X on there, whether or not people want to believe it's, going against the E for the elite. People will speculate anything they fucking want to. But the fact is, if you're going to really separate these two shows, which I think is a smart idea considering how many people you have on the rosters, then yes, you have to have a main champion. So why not? Rather than make a cockamamie belt for no reason.
And Brian Winslow said, Dave is a elite butt kisser. LOL.
He is. Yes.
Punk.
Well, that's why they named the move after him.
You can certainly be fans with them. You can certainly be fans.
Yeah. Punk is a very cool guy and loves the business. I bet they are setting up something behind the scenes. If you listen to Punk, he never dogs on Omega. Only mentioned the Bucks and Page.
Which I think, as far as the Bucks are concerned, the Bucks can take it. All right, people have been knocking on the Bucks ever since they came into the spotlight, simply because of their in-ring moves and everything. They've always been looked at as pretty much more of a gymnastics experiment rather than wrestlers.
Super kick.
Yeah, spot fest. They still use it to this day.
It can be very entertaining when done right, and they do it well.
Mhm.
They're one of the better ones for those spot fest matches.
Yeah,
Right.
so I'm not concerned about necessarily the Bucks taking any particular heat.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Page, on the other hand, which brings us to this past weekend with the whole pig warmer joke that apparently fell flat. I don't know if Page is necessarily as protective of himself. I think maybe he's the kind of guy that, considering AEW was trying to make him like the face of the whole damn program for a while.
They were certainly trying, but it didn't really seem to catch.
Right.
At least not with his current gimmick.
Right. So I could see someone like Page maybe being a little sensitive about things.
Yes.
Now, does that necessarily mean that Punk should go ahead and just throw his name out there just because someone had a poster saying that this is Hangman Country? No. Punk took it into his own hands to maybe being a little bit extra.
Mhm.
He certainly played the heel.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, Punk is a pure tweener. He is absolutely a pure tweener. Say what you want, but you can't deny his work in the ring, his work against Ricky Starks, actually bringing Ricky Starks back up to heel set after that whole thing with Don the Dragon. I can say that all the stuff that has come out after that whole little joke, it's people purposely trying to make Punk look bad.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
leave CM Punk alone.
In a sense, yes. Take, for example, the issue with Christopher Daniels. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but per my recollection, Daniels was one of those people that I think, along with Ryan Nemeth, if I'm right, and people can correct me in the chat if you want to, but these are two guys that were very vocally against Punk, whether on social media or in person.
I have a question.
Yeah, and if you're going to have people like that on your show, it's not going to look great.
Right. But
if the writing on the wall is that Collision is Punk's show, he has a straight amount of authority, as much as probably Omega and the Bucks do with Dynamite. Then if he doesn't want someone on that show, or if he doesn't think that that character or that personality or even that person behind the scenes is going to make his ship float, then by all means, move him.
I have a question.
Sure.
Is that Dolph Ziggler's brother?
Kind of looks like him.
Yeah.
Wait.
I mean, he could have been on the Suicide. Not Suicide.
Actually, no. He is.
He is Dolph Ziggler's brother. That could be the major reason.
I don't know.
Right
Hold
there.
on. Well, he certainly looks. He looks the part.
It's the blonde hair. It's the beach blonde hair.
No, his face structure. I'm like,
hold on. Let's zoom in a little more.
He is his brother.
Let's see here.
Yeah, he is. That's his sibling. His brother is Dolph Ziggler.
You know, with the eyes squinty. Yeah,
I just looked it up. No, he is. He is.
I know, but you can say that someone is, and they don't necessarily look it. I mean,
yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, look at
Macho Man, and he's definitely the weaker one of the siblings. Do not get any of that mixed up.
Right.
But
yeah, no, I see. Like give him some more spider dreads, and he's good.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is,
he needs to run around just saying
why CM Punk. He may not like WWE wrestlers or former people that was in WWE unless you made an impact.
So how does that explain Matt Hardy? Because he's absolutely made an impact in WWE.
But again, I think Matt was also one of those people that was vocally against Punk.
Yeah.
Again, people in the chat can go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong, but if you are, it's pretty much like don't cross the boss.
Right.
But See, exactly. Absolutely. See, Dolph is way better than Ryan, but without question.
Yeah, because
But
Dolph can sell.
yeah, but
Kenny
I
does
don't
want to
know.
work with
Maybe
Punk,
he needs to.
doesn't want to go.
He needs to run around just saying my name is Ryan Nemeth or something like that. Just
Well, and
yelling
yeah,
it,
he's
yelling
made it
out.
very clear who he is when he tries to
Yeah.
go out there and make a name for himself, which
But
has not worked.
the other thing that about the earlier point about how Punk he doesn't really dog on Omega, because it's like Omega is right now still one of the most beloved wrestlers out there right now, worldwide. So it's like if he started like ragging on Omega, like he's not dumb. Punk
Right.
isn't dumb. Like he knows that if he does that, if he targets Omega, that's not part of a feud or anything like that, he'll it would look bad on him.
Right.
So it's like people would be like, is this guy serious? So no, he's not stupid with who he targets.
Exactly.
Right. Case in point, the whole issue with Jack Perry that came out this week.
Mm-hmm.
Now, supposedly the issue came months ago, like back in June. And the issue was that, you know how Jack Perry was doing that whole jumping in through a car thing when he first became a heel?
Yeah.
In order to get away from Hook? He wanted to do something involving real glass. I guess he wanted either him or Hook to maybe smash into it to make it look, exciting. And they said no, and they sent Punk to talk to Perry about it. But people are saying that they had a fight, or and some people may say, I think it was Punk's camp that said Jack was having a tantrum, which is always a great word to use.
Mm-hmm.
But they did so for his benefit. Because really, if you have breakable glass, why are you going to use real glass?
Mm-hmm.
That's stupid. That is how lacerations happen. That is how too much bleeding happens. That's how Ric Flair's head happens. Because things cut too deep.
And number two, you want to keep that money shot. You need the money shot. Because guess what? That's the $1 million buck. You're the $1 million buck because of the fact that, number one, your father's name. Hey, guess
It's
what?
still 90s ECW to me.
No.
Kyle, don't even.
No, please.
No more with the chairs.
And the fact that wrestling can transition it into you being a major action or actor. So why would you discard your face? I may understand that he may not want to be an actor, but what if you get to that caliber?
It's not even necessarily like an acting sort of thing of whether or not he wants to go forward or not. You're just now giving the man a heel turn.
Mm-hmm.
So you have plans at least for the next 2-3 months in order to make him look strong and look like the kind of heel that you want to boo. Why do anything that could potentially injure you and put you up on the shelf, or in a very abstract way, get you cut, get you crying, screaming, need a bandage, and make you look weak?
Right.
And there's also Hook to take into account. If it was going to be the thing where Hook was going to bash in one of those windows after he jumped in the car, where's the safety for him?
Mm-hmm.
Not to say Hook couldn't take it. I mean, he's Taz's son, He may be scrawny, but I think he could take like a Mack truck to the face and he'd be all right, because I think all that hair would just bounce everything off. But
no, Hook is Super Saiyan. That's all.
But here's the Ultra Instinct.
He could be Ultra Instinct. He could be Super Saiyan. He
Super
could be
ego.
He could be Super Saiyan God.
I like that Hollywood Jack Perry. No, I like that.
Yeah,
and with
he could be AEW's version of The Miz, I guess.
Yeah.
Oof.
Well, a much better version.
That's a hard pill to swallow, man.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, speaking of people who know how to work a microphone.
Yeah. A much better version than a Miz. A Miz that could take a bump and then say, look, I may be injured, but at least I am not, at least I don't have a stunt double. I could be the next Johnny
Mizdow
Cage.
was a tragedy. Like,
It was.
that had
Look.
such a flop of a payoff. It was so built up so well, and then
But
All I want to say is, as far as CM Punk is concerned,
Mhm.
yes, he may be a bit jaded. He may have been, once bitten, twice shy, and that's not a reflection of the whole dog bite thing and Ace Steel with his chompers. But if he is doing good work and he was making Collision viable, then I would say call him a madman. But, even madmen have brilliant plans in certain executions.
Yeah. Look at the Joker.
don't be
Bad
serious.
person to use, but sure.
I was gonna say, don't they already have Sting?
Oh, jeez. No, he's on Dynamite. You need somebody for Saturday nights.
He's on Collision. There you go.
Yeah.
Put him on Collision.
But yeah, so I mean, I'd say the jury is still out with Punk, but as long as Collision is still its own particular show and it keeps thriving, there's not much you
it's a
can
Saturday
say
night
about
show.
Punk. And he's gonna get drama.
Nothing wrong with a Saturday night show.
Yeah.
Especially if you for like bars, they're always looking for something to throw on TV. Yeah, just pop it on.
Pickleball can only go so far.
Right.
I don't know. I'm all about that that throw golf game.
Throw golf.
Watch the Ocho episode of Sports Den.
Yes, which by you folks, we do have a sports channel. This is on the combat channel, so we get to talk about Muay Thai and boxing and all the fun sports, not that pickleball bullshit.
I know. Like I said, our last episode talked about the Ocho.
Yeah,
check it out.
But speaking of other networks, we do have to go ahead, take a side, because we are after the 10 o'clock hour, which means it is time to talk about AEW Dynamite, the aftermath. And of course, this has been a very eventful Dynamite because it is one of their more premier events. It is Fight for the Fallen. And from what I can tell, there's been a lot going on leading up to what I can say is probably going to be the biggest wrestling event ever next weekend for All In Wembley Stadium. And I mean that not hyperbolically, I mean legitimately. The way they've sold tickets, there's only about like 4,000 left for the whole damn thing. So it will legitimately be the biggest.
Did you say 4,000 left?
Yeah, only 4,000 left for the whole damn stadium.
That's amazing.
That is
they already passed. Awesome. I love it.
I think WrestleMania 32 was the last one that was touted around as being big for it.
Mm-hmm.
Now that is fantastic. I am
can't
very happy to hear that.
And
yeah. See, I'm not the only one with throw golf.
No. I refuse to have anything encourage that. No. Now let's talk Dynamite. Yeah. Now, obviously, it was a big show that was going on. Lots to talk about. As a matter of fact, not even so much lots to talk about, but there was lots of talking happening, especially as far as the whole card, because you had MJF and Adam Cole talking. You had Kenny Omega talking. You had Chris Jericho talking. I imagine, it's because they don't need a lot of like physical buildup. You just need a lot of like the mentality of things going on. But yeah, as far as like what we got, I would dare say, Jericho kind of got a little screwed here.
Yeah, yes, he did. I'm just gonna let you know that Jericho got hurt, and he was really bad.
Oh.
Now, are we supposed to feel bad for Chris?
Yes.
Because, I mean, I definitely feel bad for Kenny. What they did to Kenny with Bullet Club Gold and Takeshita, that whole thing with the metal pipe, that whole long metal pipe coming down, I shook a little because I wasn't sure how much of that actually hit the floor and how much of that hit him.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But Jericho, after last week losing practically everybody in the Jericho Appreciation Society, and now him saying, okay, yeah, sure, I don't have anyone to tie myself down to. I need someone who's as devious as you are, Don Callis. I'm going to join you. And then what happens?
It's
He
yeah,
gets
it feels very, I don't know, it feels kind of just like out of the blue, very like kind of rushed. Like I know it was on TV a bit, but I don't know. To me, that storyline didn't really have as much build as it should have had.
Exactly. All right, so enough with the Jimmy voice. I'm just going to say it like this.
Thank you for stopping the voice.
I'm just going to say that the way they going, I do agree with Kyle. It does feel rushed, but it's a good rush. Because if you really think about it, do Jericho really need Don Callis? Is this going to basically reform the Jericho society and make them look like a face now?
Well, I mean, going to what Brian's saying, I mean, Jericho
He
is like
does.
a king of reinvention.
Not as much as Matt Hardy, but he is very good at reinventing himself for sure.
Well, yes,
Though
as far as I know, Jericho
it
never
has like
had,
a build to it.
spiritual powers.
But usually Jericho, like his past ones have like require a like slight build to it, like hinting at it, some prep time. Like almost every single one of his comebacks always had like a countdown theme, or had some theme to it. This is more like Jericho Appreciation Society collapse, and he immediately pops up with Don Cialis over there.
Yeah.
But
Cialis.
But yeah, you know what I mean. But it's like it didn't have the build that a Jericho angle would normally have, and it's like it feels awkward.
Yeah.
It's like I hope the match is fantastic, and usually a Kenny Omega match, regardless of who he faces, is like at least phenomenal. But it's like storyline wise, it doesn't have the build that I'm used to from Jericho, and that's why it kind of feels kind of awkward.
Well, here's the thing. Now, obviously, I wasn't able to finish the rest of Dynamite tonight, but Jericho's not a part of All In, is he?
No.
No. Okay, so then I would say that there is actually a good amount of time set for this. Because here's the thing that we have to understand when it comes to AEW and what's going on with next weekend. Next weekend is going to be All In.
Next one.
Wembley Stadium, London. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to come from the actual home country and participate in the event, as well as AEW people going over there. But then, like, not even 2 weeks later, you have All Out in Chicago. Like, I can't remember the last. Like, I think the only time I remember this was like back when they were doing it in WWE, where they had like a big pay per view, and then 2 weeks later they had like a little mini pay per view, or Raw had one, and then 2 weeks later SmackDown had one in order to keep things separate. You've got to still build up things for All Out while solidifying things for All In, because as of right now, the tickets are already sold for All In. People are going to be going to this event regardless of the card. But the card so far, even though we've only heard of a few matches, does look good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. And
So,
and they
I
have
don't know
a good.
if you can really add more to it.
The other thing is that they have a good balance in basically story conclusions and like interim story matches. I think they have a good balance of that. And going on Brian's comment there, it depends. Would it be Hardy Boys Matt Hardy from the earlier times? No. Would it be broken like the Matt Hardy multiverse Matt?
Yes.
Broken.
I think he probably could. Or at least
2.
he'd be able to no, he wouldn't outshine The Rock. But I think that he would be better than most people expect.
Right.
Like that's the thing. Over like the past like 5-10 years, Matt Hardy has shown that he can work a plot really well and work a mic, or like not really necessary as a live mic as much, but he can certainly perform
Mm-hmm.
as like storyline wise and stay in character. The Rock's character is literally, it's like
This is literally The Rock.
it's literally him. So it's like it depends. It's like it's two different styles of mic work,
You're right.
and you usually don't mix the two. Or if you
Right.
try to, it feels kind of awkward at times.
And to say, regards to
Also, the Rock is literally the GOAT on the mic.
facts.
Yeah, it's like you can't.
And
But-
just to make a statement, he also put down, well, Allspring against Jericho. That is a dream match, to be totally honest.
Yes, absolutely.
And
I would
if
love
they
to
do-
see that.
That would be a smart move. And yes, I could see that going on at All In.
Or if they want to build it up more, Double or Nothing.
Yeah. But
Right,
more
but that's what I'm
likely
saying.
All
Like
In.
with only a week left, you have to
Yeah.
start building up things for
Yes.
All Out.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah,
All Out.
yeah,
I said All Out.
Yeah.
I said
all
In.
out, all in.
So I mean, if
they really
you're going
need
to
to
have
rework
like
these names.
Jericho and Osprey, perfect. If
Yeah.
you're going to have Omega and the Elite take on Don Callis's group, fine. I'm cool with that.
Mhm.
The simple fact that you already have MJF and Adam Cole pulling
Hey.
double duty at Wembley Stadium.
Yeah.
What they're going up against Gates of Agony
Yeah.
for the tag belts, which that's a pre-show thing, so I'm sure that's going to play into the match later on.
Right.
But then, yeah, you have their competition going on too. So if you were really going ahead and worrying about like filling up that card, but then you give like two of your top guys 2 matches to do in the night, I think you're pretty much settled on what you're doing that day.
Mm-hmm. Like they also got the women's match, Saraya versus Kira. Give me the girl's name. Help me.
Well, hold on. We actually
Saraya versus.
we might as well go ahead and talk about that because we had the final match for the next entrant of that Fatal
Speaking of,
4-way.
Yep. You had the
Bunny.
Bunny versus Dr. Britt Baker.
And we already know who's gonna win that.
Yeah, and honestly the match went exactly how you expect, which Britt Baker is the next person inside the mess of a match.
Yeah,
so-
which I think is what we pretty much predicted for the most
Oh,
part.
absolutely.
And I
Yeah.
predicted that Saraya was gonna be in it. Y'all said no.
I didn't think she was cleared. I really don't.
Yeah, that's the thing. That was a medical one. That's different.
Yeah.
It wasn't a qualifier match.
Look, to be fair, in a Fatal 4-way,
Cheetah.
you could be in a Fatal 4-way, start off in the first 2 minutes, and then just like get thrown to the outside and be dead for like the last
Yeah, it
20
was
seconds of the match.
it was a pretty quick match.
Yeah. So
Like-
there's not
like-
a doubt in
like
my
Baker-
mind
Baker
that
basically
even if
went-
Saraya is in there, she may not necessarily need to do that much.
Right.
Yeah, no,
But I will say this: she will win.
Okay, so you're already putting it on the table next week. Fatal 4-way for the women's championship. Saraya wins.
Yep.
it honestly there's a like out of the people that have been announced for the match so far, you can legitimately see multiple outcomes. It's not just it's gonna be LOL Reigns wins or something like that.
No, the reason why I'm saying that because it makes sense. Wembley Stadium, hometown girl.
Predictable.
Exactly.
Yeah, but at that point, are you pretty much just throwing the belt to Saraya? I mean, yes, she is going up against 3 other women, all of them who have held the belt before. All of them just as capable of carrying on after All In.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to just throw it to Saraya because they're in London.
That, and you want the biggest pop at you want the biggest pop. Come on. Technically, she's the underdog. And then that's her
Absolutely.
hometown. Matter of fact, her home country.
And it's not WWE who always makes people lose in their hometown.
Yeah. So why would you not do it? Why would you not pull the trigger? And then not only that, you had a couple of additional WWE stars that you kind of just gave the belt to.
I'll tell you why you don't.
Tell me why.
Tell me
Because for as good as Saraya is,
why. Wait, I'm gonna pause you. Real quick.
Ain't nothing but.
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a heartache.
You set yourself up on that.
your black ass done. All right. Here's why. With as good as Saraya is, you can't necessarily rely on her as far as being a champion. She's already had a physical injury while being in AEW. And we already know that because of that stinger that she got at Sasha Banks, she was in career-threatening injury. If you go ahead and you put a title on someone like Saraya, who hasn't even had that many matches in AEW since joining the brand last year, you run the risk of your champion being taken out easily, and then you have to go ahead and make some mishigash for the belt again. They've already had to deal with it with Thunder Rosa. They already had to deal with it with CM Punk. I don't know if AEW necessarily wants to go down that line. They may go ahead and just use Saraya to help Toni Storm regain the belt. Because honestly, I don't think Shida is going to be hurt by losing it.
Exactly. Because she's now a 2-time champion.
Right.
But here's the other kicker, what I'm saying. Have her win in the hometown, and then either have her lose it maybe a couple of weeks later, or have her do the Roman Reigns WWE story and don't have her show up for certain matches unless it's a pay-per-view.
Oh, Tyler, you cynical bastard.
So, some of the other matches that we had for the AEW Dynamite.
And I do agree that AJ Lee should make an appearance, but it looks like she's going to go to WWE. Either WWE.
I don't know. She looked good in the promos for heels.
I don't know though. Does being her association with CM Punk prevent Vince or prevent WWE from rehiring her?
No,
especially with you know who essentially is on hold of creative again.
No.
I mean, to be fair, they did kind of like let AJ Lee go as soon as she got married.
Yeah.
So let's not say WWE ain't petty like a motherfucker.
That was a very petty boot.
That was.
And then they made it a point right after she left to have the record she had broken. Yeah. So so it depends on if that bad blood in the past.
But here's the thing: if WWE wanted to use AJ Lee, they would have used her by now. They have had plenty of opportunities to call her up.
Oh, absolutely!
Bring her in for the Women's Royal Rumble or something.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, and it's that's what I'm saying. It's like I don't think she's going to go into WWE.
No,
we'll probably sooner see her in AEW, especially if Punk is involved with any type of creative process.
Right.
But
yeah,
but it would be really, really cool to have her make an appearance.
Yeah. Right. Basically, the way it's working right now, AJ Lee could essentially be the second coming of Brandy Rhodes.
Could be. They lost their power couple with Cody and Brandy. That might be something that they may be bouncing around behind the scenes.
I wouldn't be mad about it because AJ Lee was just as good on the mic as Punk was during that era.
But as we continue down the list of matches, we have also saw, and like I believe the opener match was Orange Cassidy versus Wheeler Yuta for the AEW Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy.
International, not Intercontinental.
International, I'm sorry. we're talking about WWE, so it's like
Yeah, I know.
scratch that, reverse it, yeah. But yeah, so
Oh yeah,
kind of as you expect it.
I
I
hope
doubt.
not.
I was gonna say there's really not going to be any titles changing hands this close to Wembley.
yeah,
But so yeah, Orange Cassidy wins. Hurricane Rana Pin retaining the championship.
yeah. This is gonna be a quick one.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
speaking of WWE, we did hear rumors that, or legitimacy where Lacey Evans have left WWE.
Mm-hmm.
So it's no longer Lacey Evans. I
It's
forgot
Macy
Macy something.
Macy something or another.
Estanzo or Estanzo.
Macy Bevins. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
her
yeah,
real name.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so yeah, Cassidy taking the win. Lacey Evans potential for AEW certainly could see that.
Right.
But then again, it's like that's the thing with AEW. They do take advantage of talent that gets released
Right.
by WWE. It's them and Impact are the two main non-WWE options that have TV shows in the US.
Right.
If they want to go international, there's plenty of options.
Right.
But yeah, right now it's like
personally, I'd say she's better on Impact. Really,
I think she would be. I agree. I think she probably would be better on Impact.
Right.
But all right. So continuing on out of the graphic that we got here, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre death match between Jeff Jarrett and Jeff Hardy. It's the battle for the name Jeff, I guess. But it's
no, that's not Jeff.
That match was okay. Out of like all the matches on the card, that wasn't a Britt Baker squish match. This one was this one was, in my opinion, kind of the most absurd.
Yeah.
It had, as you expect, Leatherface popping in, but later in the match,
it did not.
It had Leatherface popped up.
It had a legitimate Leatherface, or it had someone pretended to be Leatherface, like
Leatherface
wrestler.
Here, but he's not. But he had this. He had a saw, swung the saw at Karen, and then that distracted. It ended up being an out of the ring distraction. All like you would think that someone with a chainsaw that isn't Chainsaw Charlie would be quite the distraction outside the ring, or at least would be involved in the match. No, it was all outside the ring, and then basically Jeff Hardy gets cheap shotted by Singh. He laid out Brother Nero, and Jeff Jarrett wins by pinfall, and then he earned some kind of. It's like he gets the Leatherface title belt. Watch the end of that match and just try to make sense of it. So yeah, you had all your outside the ring nonsense with Matt Hardy, Zay, Page. It's like
that will be DLC.
Yeah, it was weird. Like it's like I was kind of watching the match out of the corner of my eye while we were starting up, and I'm like, the hell? It looked like it felt like a fever dream, but not in like a good, the good way that most Matt Hardy matches are. But it's like, yeah, it was weird. So, but apparently, yep, Jeff Jarrett won that match and earned the Leatherface title belt.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
What?
They did the suit chainsaw Leatherface.
Yeah. Look, yeah. I was gonna say, it's like if we could find a graphic of that to pop it up right now, that'd be great. But if not, definitely look it up. And it's just, yep.
Well, hold on. What do you mean by suit Leatherface?
Where he wears a suit. And
he wore the suit.
Hold on, give me 1 second, because I really want to see what this nonsense looks like.
Looking at Brian's comment there, yeah, the actual Leatherface wrestler in Japan in the 90s, and yeah, he did face Cactus Jack in the deathmatch tournament. But yeah, like I said, that this entire match was like a fever dream, but not necessarily in a good way. But it's like
oh my God.
I would say watch it just for the absurdity of it.
Yeah.
And then
oh my goodness.
All I know is that's
no,
basically
hold on. I have to show this for I gotta do it for the people.
Go right ahead. It's my Krusty the
'Cause
Clown.
this
It's
is
my
ridic-
Krusty the Clown. What the hell was that moment?
Basically.
Yeah.
And of course, this image is courtesy of WrestleZone. So thank you, WrestleZone. I want to make sure you get your proper credit.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
What the
What the
hell
fuck?
was that? I need to get better with my Krusty voice.
Jesus. That is.
That is a perfect voice acting.
I don't want to say it's horrible, but this borders on that whole like zombie bullshit they tried to do in WWE during the
Oh,
pandemic.
you mean
Yes.
the House of Horrors or whatever?
Yes, I remember that. Oh my god.
That was all they were missing was the projection of roaches on the ring, and you got yourself that level of the hell. It wasn't. It was a fever dream match that basically had the advertising tie-in, and it's like, if that's your cup of tea, and normally that weird stuff is what I love, which is why, like I said, I love the Matt Hardy stuff because it's so absurd. Like Chair of Wheels and Mower of Lawn. Exactly, that's my stuff. But yeah, it's this one was just the fever dream in the wrong way. I'll say it as many times as it takes. But yeah,
This alone is the epitome of the difference between Dynamite and Collision.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't, after just seeing a few episodes of Collision, I can't imagine Collision having something like this on Saturday night.
And yes, Brian,
But Dynamite can.
I agree. That'll be like that Friday the 13th game was great while it lasted. So hopefully this one lasts a bit longer.
But yeah.
So
overall, I'd say a productive night for Dynamite.
Yeah.
Certainly looks like
also had some good promos.
Up.
Good promos.
Yeah, some great promos.
Like the stuff with Adam Cole Bebe and MJF, yes. And with Aussie Open dealing getting involved with their stuff, and it's just that was the setup is really, really good, and I'm looking forward to that one as that one keeps going along.
But yeah, I think it's clear to see that the majority of tonight is set up for All Out.
Yep. Yeah, it's setting everything up for what they can conclude at Wembley, or they're having Wembley be like the Act 1 finish rather than the Act 2 finish. Right. So it's an interesting way of doing it, and I think it'll work out really well. Especially if you treat it from a storyline perspective. But
yeah, that is some goofy looking shit. My God.
Yes, it is. But to finish off AEW Dynamite, I was gonna say we didn't even go into like the Darby Allin match, but we kind of know what happened with that one. Yeah, that one.
I mean, at this point, the stuff with Darby Allin and his
with the
let's call it protege.
Yeah.
Mini Allin.
Mm-hmm. Mini Allin.
Again, that's just going to be one of those things that it works itself into a way where there's going to be a tag match.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Yep. But to finish off the match, we had the Ass Boys versus the Young Bucks. Match itself, a lot of action, a lot of spots because Young Bucks were involved. So it honestly, that one was a nice good pace of the match, good way to finish, and Young Bucks won by pinfall. And then you had your post match rundown with Jay White and Juice Robinson ran down to beat the Young Bucks, and then FTR makes their appearance and makes a save. They clear out White and Robinson, and then they were setting up to hit the Shatter Machine on the Bucks, but they didn't. And then Bucks turn around, and then they end up closing the show with a face-off between them. So that was a nice way to finish the show.
Yeah,
I think that was a good way to finish the show.
Yeah, well, I wish you can do that because they're the champions.
Yes, I wish they shattered Young Bucks, but ending with the stare down, that works too.
Yeah. Again, it's all set up for what's going to be a ridiculous amount of wrestling for the next
Ridiculous.
couple of weeks.
Right.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. And also, we
Ridiculous.
should end the show like this. We also going to talk about Jey Uso.
Oos.
Oos.
We do?
He was put on the alumni page.
Yeah.
Like they do
Oh,
occasionally.
like they've never
do.
done that before.
Oh, I know. But it's like, but hey, at least they're consistent about it.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's like, while I am not necessarily interested, I'm like, let's see if he actually does make appearances outside WWE just to keep the act going. But then again, it's just going to be, but then again, it's WWE
Right.
involving Roman Reigns. It's going to be same old shit.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
But why do I feel like they're doing this as a gimmick to basically push the fact that it's going to be?
Because they are.
I like it,
Because
Brian.
they absolutely are.
I'm like,
Okay.
Because it's dumb.
they should have just gave him the belt at the other pay-per-view. Why you have this
But that's
drag?
not good shit.
Why you have this drag? You're wasting potential. Like,
Oh no, they botched it for WrestleMania. They botched it for SummerSlam. But it's like, oh, we're building to the next one. You could have built it for this one.
yeah, you could have just been like, yo, here, Jey Uso, congratulations. You won and run SummerSlam in Detroit with the title.
Look, I'm gonna say what a lot of people have already said.
Same old shit.
This has now gone on far enough.
No, like I said before, WrestleMania was the perfect finish for it. Then they decided to drag it out even more, and now it's just, and then like I said, it's just same old.
Because if you're not going to give the title to Cody Rhodes,
and going on Brian's comment right there, Endeavor is going to ruin WWE. It's Vince's return.
yes,
It's already ruined.
People that are allowing
It's already
Vince.
being ruined.
People at the top of Endeavor.
I was gonna say, it's like Endeavor might just be might be the icing on the cake, sure, or the icing on the shit sandwich, sure, or the expired mayo on the shit sandwich, if you want to keep the theme going. But
dude, I still haven't had dinner yet. All right, stop it.
You're welcome. But no, it's like they might ruin what's left, but right now it's just LOL Reigns wins for the past 3 years now.
Yeah,
it's just
like,
but we keep paying to watch for the big shows,
right?
I don't pay shit. I use someone else's account.
And I'm gonna
between that and YouTube, I get everything I need.
Yep.
And
I'm going on the previous comment. Oh, yep, no, we agree. But going on the previous comment, CM FTR versus the Elite.
Mm-hmm.
That would be money, absolutely. And going on this one right there, Cody should have won at WrestleMania. I think we're all in agreement on that.
Yeah,
because that would have been a chef's kiss finish. It would have gotten people involved because now they're seeing something new. It's like they had it in their hands, but they pissed it all away.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: it didn't even have to be at WrestleMania.
Yep.
It could have been at Backlash.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been at Money in the Bank. It could have been at SummerSlam.
No, it should have been at WrestleMania. Yeah. As a backup, it should have been at SummerSlam, but. Nope, LOL Reigns wins, and it's like, whatever, story building, great. The story was already built.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, but we want to make it even better. But but no, you're not. That's the problem. You're making it worse because it's like you want a match where the result is not super predictable,
right?
And at this point, it's just.
It's like, okay.
You go home wondering why you wasted your money.
Right. Because we're expecting Roman Reigns to lose his belt. Like, it's getting ridiculous, him holding this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Exactly.
It's getting really ridiculous for him to hold his damn belt. To me, it's really devaluing the belt.
Yeah. And it's like, if they want to break a record, that's fine. But they need to make it interesting. Just having Jimmy and Jay go into yet another feud against each other
Yeah.
it's like same old shit just for the sake of giving Reigns records.
My thing is this. Okay, if you don't want Jimmy to win the WWE belt, have him go for the world title and win it.
Yeah.
And then for Cody, have
Yeah.
him go for the WWE title. It's like it's not rocket science. Come on.
It's like one of the basic tenets of wrestling is you want the crowd to go home either happy or satisfied that they saw a good show.
Right.
And when you lay a big glob of expired mayonnaise at the end of the show, that's what people are going to remember. It's like, yeah, they might say like, yeah, the other matches were good, but I went home annoyed. I went home. It's not necessarily disappointed because yeah, heels win at times, and it's fine to have heels keep going with the title because there have been phenomenal heels where it's like, yeah, you want to boo them, you want them to lose, absolutely, but it's like, but people still go home. It's like, I can't wait to see what happens next.
Right. And Brian said, just to play devil's advocate, what would a Reigns and AEW Unchained be like?
Well, they wouldn't. Well, that's a good question.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's a different style.
Yeah. And number two, it wouldn't be the whole I am the champion for X amount of years, acknowledge me. No, it'll be like, okay.
It's a force feed.
Yeah. It'll be like, okay, we have the greatest match, Kenny Omega against Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
CM Punk.
See, I don't think that could ever really happen though, because
it might be they might pull that in Impact because that has a slightly similar writing style
right
to WWE.
No, but here's the thing. Think about it. A person of Roman's character, unchained, litigated in AEW. Look at what they had with Punk when he was semi-chained, and how they handled that nonsense.
But then again, it's like, not that being said, though, AEW isn't perfect in their storylines,
right?
And there have been signings that they've made where we get really hyped for it, and then it just meh. Just like I said, just look at Miro, look at Keith Lee.
Mm-hmm.
It's like look at Christian Cage.
And my thing is this: those two, Keith Lee and Miro, need to go back to WWE.
It's like, and the sad part is, both of them, at the very least, Miro can put on phenomenal matches when given the right motivation.
Right.
But it's like they just aren't using him. It's like, and I understand you only have so much screen time. You can only make so many storylines at once. But it's like, it's been far too long for him to not be in like a main figure.
Right.
Like, he should be one of those main figures. So, and honestly, if Reigns was in AEW, I don't think he would be utilized properly either, but in a different way.
The thing is with Roman, his greatest asset is the bloodline.
Yes.
Is having the family around him, is having Paul Heyman around him. Roman is at his best when he doesn't have to talk as much and he can just use the brute force physicality.
He's one of those that needs a good manager. Having Heyman there absolutely elevated his character. Having the bloodline there absolutely elevated his character as well. And yeah, he is it possible that he could survive in AEW? Yeah. Absolutely. But it needs to be done right. Especially if going off of all this stuff from WWE, if he suddenly leaves the company and pops up in AEW, what's the reaction going to be?
Right.
It's like, it's not going to be the force feed of cheers through the speaker system. He's going to get booed because people, it's like, yeah, he has a crap ton of fans, but he has in the community that is like a main AEW fan.
Yeah.
they're not going to welcome him. I don't think he'll be welcomed as much as he would be in say like a WWE fan base or even the Impact fan base.
Right.
Honestly, it is a different fan base.
Oh, it's not even that, but it's a different management style. I
Yeah.
mean, they've been working on Roman.
Mhm.
Say what you will about Drew McIntyre being the chosen one. Roman was the chosen one. They have tried to make the Roman Reigns experiment work for practically a decade.
Yeah.
And it's just now paying dividends.
That's true. And on what Brian said, he probably would love the boost. He can work. He's not bad.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like, yeah, we want him to lose because we're tired of seeing him, but that doesn't mean that he's bad.
Right.
No.
It's like we want him to just go away because we're just tired of it.
Because it's like we being force fed Roman.
It's LOL Reigns wins. It's the same reason why people turned on Cena.
Yeah.
And it's like outside the ring, he's like one of like the greatest people in the world, just from the sheer amount of stuff that he does for sick kids.
Right.
Like utmost respect for the guy outside the ring. But when he was in the ring, day in day out, yeah, he worked his butt off. I do not fault him for that.
Right.
He was just we were just tired of him.
Exactly.
It was tired of the same old 4 moves of doom John Cena that we saw every single day. And it's like, yeah, fine, he's consistent. Great. That sells that means a constant stream of merchandise for fans that keep that, for like the fans grow up, their kids start liking him. Fine. Whatever. It's a constant. Great. But for like say like fans like me or most of the people in the audience, they just got tired of it. And that's why people booed him. It wasn't because he was a good heel or a bad heel. It wasn't because he was a good wrestler or a bad wrestler. We were just exhausted. And Roman hit that point last year, and they still keep force feeding him. So now it's like, and having him pop up in AEW, essentially the escape from the WWE force fed nonsense. That's the reaction it would be.
True enough. Here's the thing.
It's like there's good heat and bad heat.
Yeah, you look at what they're doing with LA Knight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's someone recognizing the lightning in the bottle that he is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And they're running with it. But
hopefully,
even that has to be done carefully, because once someone has a rocket strapped to them,
yeah,
you never know when the gunpowder is going to go off in that thing.
Right.
And blow up in the face. Everything has to be done with care, obviously, no matter who the wrestler is. But now, with Roman, they've gotten themselves to a point where it's not even about Roman anymore. It's not even about the Usos anymore. It's just, how can we keep the soap opera going?
Right.
And that is when you lose the audience. If the audience truly wanted to watch soap operas, there's a whole damn network of that shit. All reruns. Get your Luke and Laura on over
wrestling
there.
Wrestling is a soap opera for fighting.
Right.
Wrestling is a soap opera.
Look,
don't escape from that. Wrestling is a soap opera.
You cannot insult the intelligence of the fans,
right,
because they will turn on you on a dime once you do that.
At least not intentionally.
Right.
If it's part of an act, insult the fans all you want. MJF is making his entire career out of that. But yeah.
Well, that's razzing the fans. That's just fine. Making fun of them. But I'm talking about really insulting the intelligence, saying, "Oh, well, this was the obvious way for the story to go." Mm-hmm. I'm like, bullshit! Yeah. There's 10 different ways you could have done this.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Once everyone gets online, everyone's their own personal booker.
Yeah.
And they definitely come up with better ideas than whatever creative does. Right. But obviously, they're not getting paid anything, so it's the people that get paid that go ahead and push things forward. And
that's what creative wrestler. That's what the creative wrestler is for in the wrestling games. That's what the creative storylines are for in wrestling games. Wrestling games are your fanfics.
Right.
Unless you're the Game Grumps, because then you create some monsters. Oh my god.
But that's part of the entertainment of it.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want a guy with a giant mouth for a stomach, you can do that in Soul Calibur. Knock yourself out. But
Or a big old 7 foot, 500 pound pink veiny thing with, wrestling shorts
Kirby
that
of
blend in with
Doom,
the skin color, making him look naked.
the pink meanie. The fetus has attacked.
Dude, if you watch
I would love to see
Aaron
some.
and Danny and some of the creations they've made.
Yep.
Ooh,
As a thought, I would love to see some of everyone's favorite creator wrestlers. I don't care what game it was from. Yeah, I don't care what game it was from. Send us your favorite creator wrestler monstrosities, and if we get enough of them, we'll certainly showcase them on a future show.
yes.
So
screenshot them, send us the files, whatever you
screenshot
want.
them, post it on the Stream Punk site, post it in chat, or email them to us.
However you want to do it.
Do we have an email for
Stream Punk Entertainment stuff is scrolling right below you right now, so you can send it to those locations.
Yep.
And we will know what's up.
Absolutely.
And that note, guys,
we'd love to pop on.
Certainly, Brian. Certainly.
But
yes.
Oh.
With that said, that is it for our Wednesday wrestling night, ladies and gentlemen.
By the way, can we finish without a picture of Roman Reigns up there?
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe I'll just leave it to make you guys suffer.
No, please, God, no.
As a matter of fact,
I see a heel turn in your future, sir.
Zoom in more. Let me zoom in more. Yes. Look.
I'm seeing.
Look at him.
Oh, has Ryan gone heel?
Yes.
I think he has.
Dun.
I will be that, and then I'll be the guy to break his streak and take the title.
You know how he beat Ryan?
Who?
We sing some more NSYNC.
Oh yeah. No, and I was serious.
I don't know if you want to do that.
No, hey guys, and I was dead serious. I'll be the one to basically.
Right, don't encourage them.
Yeah.
Look, I just came off an All American Rejects Newfound Glory concert.
Oh,
and you're gonna try to throw
awesome
that
concert,
at me?
dude.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I'm a huge Newfound Glory fan,
and I came from Fall Out Boy concert, so
I'm gonna be seeing Bad Religion in October.
Oh, nice. And to be honest with everybody, yes, I am trying to put a challenge towards Roman Reigns in the near future.
Do you want to hug from him?
Weren't you trying to challenge MJF?
Whoever champion, I will take their belt, bro.
I can't wait to see the WWE 2K23 match between Davion, MJF, and Roman Reigns.
Yeah, for Davion's internet championship belt that he got from Zack Ryder.
No. I say real live action match between me, Roman Reigns, and MJF for both their titles.
Okay, you know what? While we still have a couple of minutes, go ahead. Plead your case, man.
Yo, just to let y'all know, Major Day has got that heat. I'm that guy that's going to take those titles away from them. I'm not that, sugar-coated, oh my God, I'm the realest to the dealest. Roman Reigns, you held that belt for how many days? Matter of fact, how many years? And you still haven't had the right opponent? Maybe that opponent is me. MJF, you're a paperweight champion. I'm just letting you know, I could easily take that belt away from you, even with your shenanigans. So, me holding both belts, it's like a breath of fresh air to the audience. So, make the match.
Book it.
I don't know.
I would love to see it. Because you just get picked up and thrown into the crowd immediately.
Dave needs a manager, to be honest. You know, what? I mean, Dave's fine on the mic, but I think Dave needs somebody who's maybe got a little bit more vitriol in their voice. Kyle, can you help him out?
I ain't good with promos. I'm just good with ranting. I ain't the promo.
No, too late.
No,
I already told you I ain't doing the promo.
He can't. He said he can't do promos.
I ain't a good promo guy.
I
will be perfectly honest with you. It will be a disaster.
All right. Well, if there's a manager out there willing to take
My
on
specialty would be the anxiety.
Major Day Boosie.
Nah. I will say this. You want to know what my skill is? The anxiety attack. There you go.
No. If someone wants to go ahead and propagate themselves to be Day's manager for this forthcoming fight, definitely go ahead. Send us your audition tapes to any of the Stream Punk Entertainment outlets that you see below you right there in the orange, and we will certainly consider it. And if you're good enough, we will have an online interview with you on the show for you to go ahead and we will judge a la American Idol to see whether or not you are good enough for Mr. Davion Boosie.
Gang, gang.
That does not help matters.
Delete.
No.
There you go. MJF's scarf ends up being the winner of the match.
Dude, it'll probably choke him out before Day does. But anyways.
And the chair of wheels falls from the sky.
All I gotta do is throw the hat up in that, and I'll win the belt.
Okay. That's the second time in a row that we are ending this show with some Montgomery Brawl shit. Look, I ain't even gonna lie. I was tempted to take the black folding chair that I have downstairs and bring it on camera with me. I was tempted. But I thought, you know what? Let me have some modest decorum. Let me be civilized about it. I'll wait till I get a white one. That way it's proper.
And all that said, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
I'm Davion. That's Kyle. That's Ryan. And we're Jabronis.
First of all, Dave, why are you closing out the show? No. I close out the show. You close out the other show. Which, if you want to see that, go ahead, check out Stream Punk Cinema, Tales from the Film Set, every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But we, here at Jabronis United, will be back next week with another episode leading up to AEW All In. Until then, I am Ryan. That is Day. That is Kyle. We are Jabronis United. Stay humble.